Hi, welcome to Product Management Sprint Update for sprint ending March 3rd. In this sprint, we actually launched a product operations dashboard and started to monitor some of the key performance indicators to measure product adoption. A couple of things to call out here. The weekly active users and the administrative user activity has remained relatively steady over the last few weeks and months. In terms of the new module that we launched on invoices and payments, the adoption has been slow, and we want to do a little bit of a discovery and deep dive with our team on understanding how to increase the adoption of this new module with the current administrative team. There have been quite a few requests and feedback and learnings in the sprint. Two key requests to call out that we've received directly from our customer is one on the project management features to manage site construction, and a second around using forms in a more integrated way with our rewards program to be able to track who's applying for the rewards program and where they are in that journey. We have had a couple of challenges in terms of that have slowed down our launch of certain features. One of the challenges is being able to access the plots GIS data. We have found a more manual workaround for it for this sprint, but continuing to monitor and see if there are ways for us to scale this and be able to collect more GIS data for the entire site. And the second challenge has just generally been slow progress on integration with CyberSource. We launched a number of features from on payments and invoicing, land registry and GIS mapping, customer journey mapping, and community management and CRM. We also supported a number of partnerships and sales calls that have happened over the last 2 weeks. On the payments and invoicing, a couple of important features to call out is being able to allow customers to access their receipts and standardizing currency across different communities. And then on land registry and GIS mapping, being able to now add and edit plot coordinates for the admins. So this way we can add individual plot coordinates and be able to visually see the plot on a map. On the customer journey mapping, we did a little bit of cleanup and have been actually talking to the Nkwashi team again on better understanding how they would want the journey to be bucketed. And then on community management, we now have a demo site. We repurposed an old instance that we had set up and to be our demo environment. And this is also important because with the payments, the launch of the payments and invoicing system, we need to make sure that we have a separate instance where we are creating new data. So we'll also be using this instance for that in the meantime. And lastly, we developed a number of product sales collateral around highlighting product overview, architecture, safety, process, and these documents have been used in a lot of our sales calls and proposals. In terms of coming priorities for next sprint, I want to call out of our key themes remain the land registry and payments and invoicing and customer journey mapping. And within those buckets, we are prioritizing the mapping of plots, points of interest on the map itself, and then plots that are currently in construction. On invoicing and payments, we want to move forward with the balance per plot for invoicing. That's a key request that has come from our customer. And then lastly, continuing to clean up the customer journey and construction status reports. There are a couple of things that are ready for development, but haven't been prioritized yet. One is the task interface redesign, and second is privacy policy updates. And depending on the time in the sprint, we will try to potentially prioritize them. And as I mentioned earlier, we have forms management and application navigation that is currently in design. And we are continuing to define the requirements for the project management features and hoping to move that into design in the next sprint. And that's all from the product management team. Talk to you again in 2 weeks.